Hello and welcome back to Planet Nibiru. Now, the subject of this video is the book called English Alive, which seemingly proves that Nelson Mandela, at least there is some residual evidence that Nelson Mandela died in 1991. It is cited here in this book. The book was written in 1990, and it is a compilation of writings from high school students in South Africa. The authors, as you can see here on the screen, I'm going to point it out here. This is in the video that I published last time about this. If you guys have not seen this first video I did on this, I will include a link to this in the description. I'll also put a little pop-up right here on the screen for you, so you can click that and watch the first one so you can get some context if you haven't seen it before we go into this one. Because what we're going to do is we're going to really do a deep dive on who the authors are, and if they have any real credibility as far as the ability to write this book. Did they do their research, things like that? I am in the process of trying to contact them, but we're going to get into all that. But right now, anyway, this is the screenshot from the video where I used this as proof that Nelson Mandela, or at least that some of us remember Nelson Mandela dying in 1991, and it's not because we dreamed it up. It is because we may have heard it, we may have read it, we may have seen it on TV, and that is why so many people have this memory. And it's not because we're crazy and we have bad memories or we like to make things up. So this is the screenshot that I used in the previous video, and this screenshot comes from Google Books. Now, and I'm going to put all these links in the description down below so that you have direct access to them. You can see them for yourself. I'm not making any of this up. It's right out there for everybody to see. So let's jump over to Google Books, and we have the no, that's from the library. Okay, so this is Google Books, and here is the excerpt from Google Books mentioning that Nelson Mandela died. And this is just a little screenshot here. So Nelson Mandela died on the 23rd day of July, 1991. And it goes on to mention the ANC, which is a political party in South Africa. And this, again, is on page 54. So previously I had mentioned that this is in the prologue of the book. It might be in the epilogue, which is in the back of the book. Sometimes they'll put the back of the book a glossary so that if there's specific terms that you didn't understand, or they'll put other publishing information in the back of the book, once the book is done. There is an epilogue, there's a prologue, and these places generally don't have anything to do with the content of the book. The content's in the middle. The prologue is like a foreword. It sets up a little bit of, gives you information of what to expect in the book. The epilogue in the back, or the glossary in the back. So these sections don't have anything to do necessarily with the content other than to explain their context, or to talk about when it was published, what particular run, if this is a first edition, second edition, things like that. But they don't really affect the content of the book. The content of the book don't affect them that much unless you're talking about a glossary. Then it has terms that might be referred to, but it is not a part of the book. A lot of people say, oh, well, this was written by high school kids. Now, the stories in the middle of the book, or the content, or the main section of the book, the content was written by high school students. The book was compiled and edited and produced and published by two professors. If you pull up English Alive 1990 from the South African library system, we see here English Alive 1990, writings from high schools in South Africa. The authors were Kathleen Heugh and Anita Kennet. Now, if we see, we can come down here and look, and we can click on book here, and it's at the Free State Library in Bloemfontein. I'm not really sure how the South Africans pronounce that word, but it is available in that library. We do have the ISBN number here, and we do have the names of the two authors. So with that information, we can jump over to look up some of the authors. So this is the WorldCat Library, and this searches the library system in South Africa. Now, it may search many other library systems, but I know that it works in South Africa. So let's jump over to, we're back on Google Books here, so you can see clearly that this is the excerpt from the book. This is not a cut and paste. I had a few people come into the comment section and say, oh, that's a cut and paste job, this and that and the other thing, and a lot of accusations were flying around about this book, so I wanted to make sure that everything is above board and we're doing our due diligence to research the book, check everything out, and make sure that everything is above board. So, there it is. We got her email. So, let me just... time. On behalf of myself and our community, we thank you for your assistance in this matter. Sincerely. All right. So I'm going to send that. Oh, let's go ahead and add in English Alive 1991. And okay, so we have successfully emailed Kathleen Heugh, and as you can see here, Kathleen Heugh is an associate professor. Goes on to say that she's held some other honorary positions. We're not going to go into all that, but I just wanted you guys to know that it's out there. I will include a link to this so that you can read all about her. And we have found her. Now, Anita Kennet is another big thing, and this is another, this is called ResearchGate. So as a researcher, you can apply to become a member of ResearchGate. You can join for free, and let's hold. Okay, so now that we know we have contacted Kathleen Heugh, I will keep trying to find a an email address or some type of contact information for Anita Kennet. However, you can see when you Google Anita Kennet writer, we get English Alive, which is the book. However, there's just nothing on here. I was looking through this last night, and you can see the links that I've already visited. There's just she has, well, someone named Anita Kennet has a profile on Facebook, but there is no contact information there. So I don't know how to contact her, but I will keep trying. But you guys have seen the exact email that I just sent her, and everything is above board. As soon as that email comes back in, I will be more than happy to share that in another video. So as of right now, that is what we know about this book. Just to recap, it is a collection of writings from South African students that was edited and compiled and published by Anita Kennet and Kathleen Heugh. I have found information about Kathleen Heugh, and we have already contacted her via email. We are now waiting the result of that email. Hopefully she will be able to clarify exactly why that passage was in the book, where it was in the book, and the authenticity of the passage itself, whether she or Miss Kennet was under the impression that Nelson Mandela had passed, whether they had read something that led them to believe that and added in the book, or whether for some reason, this being the last page of the book, I highly doubt that it was a part of the student writing. The book only has 54 pages. The excerpt is from page 54, as we can see here on Google Books. So English Alive and one page matching Nelson Mandela died in this book, and that is from page 54 of the book itself. So we know that it is the last page of the book. We know that it is actually in the book, and we will be finding out exactly why it's in there. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and certainly I hope you're looking forward to the reply email as much as I am, and hopefully we can put this issue to bed as to whether it is authentic or not. And if it is authentic, then obviously we have some very, very, very strong residual proof that at least there was public information that Nelson Mandela died in 1991. We can't say that he died. We can't say that there wasn't that something else didn't happen. But what we can say is that perhaps there was some public information out there, and not only those of us who remember seeing things on television, reading things in newspapers and books and magazines about this, but also a couple of professors from South Africa were also under this impression as well. So hopefully we'll get that information back soon. Until the next video, I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you soon.